Welcome back. This is Leetcode. Today, I'm actually again filming this in a coffee house, but so the title is called Assigning Cookies. And let's walk through the problem first. Assume you're an awesome parent and want to give your children some cookies, but you should give each child at most one cookie. You should give child at most one cookie. Each child I has a greed factor, naturally, which is the minimum size of a cookie that the child will be content with. And each cookie obviously also have a size. If size J, if this size is greater than the greedy factor of the child, then we can assign the cookie to the child, and child I will be content. Our output will be the maximum number of our content children, and we need to output the maximum number. Okay, cool. So we're given two vectors, and we want to output some number from this greedy factor that will be content by given the cookie. So how are we going to approach this? Let's go through some examples to gain some insights. So for example, if I have three children and the greedy factors is 1, 2, 3, and I only have two cookies with the size both as 1, I can only make one child satisfied. So we output 1. And then if we have 1, 2, and I have 3 cookies, I can make both of them satisfied. So the idea... So after we figure out the input and output, the idea is to give the smallest size to the least greedy child. Sorry, it might be a little bit noisy right now, but I hope you guys can still hear me. Give the smallest size to the least greedy child. So to do that, we need to step 1. We need to sort the G and S, and we want to have 2 pointer, right? For example, if I have 2 and 3, and I have like a 1, 2, 3, and I have like 2 pointers. P1 is here and P2 is here. If P2 can satisfy P1, then I move both of them. And can satisfy, I move both of them. And last, I just return P1. But if say this is 1, I can satisfy, I move both of them. But then my P2 cannot satisfy my current P1, I just move P2. At the end, I also return this P1 value. So the time complexity, since we have 2 pointers, will be L1 plus L2. L1 and L2 are like the length, but before the sorting part, we need to do let me do n instead. N plus m. I have n log n plus m log n. Then plus this linear term. The space complexity is just constant since we just have those 2 pointers. Cool. Now let's try to code it up. So the first step is we want to sort the grid. Begin, end, and I want to sort s.begin, s.end as well. So after sorting, let's do 2 pointer, 0, and at the end, I know I want to return P1. So we are going to use a while loop to traverse since we have the end condition. Well, P1 is smaller than G.size, and P2 is smaller than S.size. Then we can, if we compare the smallest greedy factor with if it's smaller or equal than the cookie size P2, then we can move both of them. P2++. Otherwise, we cannot move P1, we need to move P2. At the end, I just return P1. Let's try run the code. Try to submit it. Cool. So not only this is like an introductory greedy algorithm, but also we need to know how to compare two entries, making use of those rounding pointers. But other than that, it's a pretty easy problem as our first problem into greedy algorithm. I'll see you next time.